Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to do a quick review here. It's going to be more of an overview, but first, please subscribe to the channel. Please go ahead and follow the Instagram, and then if you want to, you can like the Facebook page too. Thank you very much. So we're going to be talking about this guy right here. Now this is a monster of a blade. It is actually the largest folder I carry. Is mainly a work carry. Definitely I would not be up for carrying anything larger. So let's go ahead and get measurements out. You are actually looking at a 4.5-inch blade from tip to here. Now, the thing about striders is you gotta realize is, depending on how the cop is, in most states, in a lot of states, this is illegal just being 4.5 inches, but they could. I know people that have gotten in trouble because the cop measured from right here, which isn't technically the blade length, but it depends on who you're talking to, and you're more looking at a 5.25-inch blade that way. I not gonna say you can have that bad of luck, but let's also start off with saying that this is definitely not a knife for everybody. So again, about a 4.5-inch blade. The steel actually on this guy is going to be a little bit different than what you would normally find in most folders. In fact, you don't see this very often. It is actually PSF 27. So yes, it's rare. It's going to be better edge retention, better toughness, and better corrosion resistance than D2. So it is a great user. It's more stain resistant. It has better edge retention capability than D2, CPN D2 to be specific. It is going to be better toughness, so it's not going to roll, and it's not going to be as chippy as D2. But you rarely see that in a blade. On top of that, this guy is full titanium, so everything here is titanium clip, titanium hardware, titanium lock side, titanium show side. What's different about this than other striders, if you didn't catch, or your standard normal strider, is that it's barrel construction. Now these are a little bit different. They're not like simple barrels. They kind of have some, not contouring, but like they're kind of more of a hourglass than just a straight barrel, except for this guy, which this is the stop, and this is a chunky stop. This is a very large stop, but because of the size of the blade, it is completely understandable. And let's go into actually size comparison. Speaking of that, so I don't have much to really properly compare. So we're gonna do a good size comparison for most people, which is gonna be an SMF, which is the smaller version. This guy is gonna be your 4-inch blade, so this is a 1/2 inch larger. Your handle here is 5 inches. By the way, this length is about 10.2 inches from butt to tip. So this is a complete inch larger than your standard SMF. Now S&G, which is going to be a little bit different. You're going to get this is a DGD, so it's a little bit harder to find, but same size as a normal S&G. S&G, you're looking at a 3.5-inch blade, and again, it's basically another inch smaller than that. So this is smaller than your SMF. So you're looking at a total of, let's just kind of look. Let's do one of these. You're looking at least a little bit over 2 inches difference on this guy. So that's a pretty big difference. Where if you don't know, most Striders are going to have just where the G10 or aluminum or titanium sides meet instead of having barrels. So this is a little bit more unique to what people are used to. Now, people that are used to Striders know this isn't necessarily anything new. This is an XL, so a lot of XLs do have, or most XLs do have, the barrel construction. So let's go into another one, something a little bit more familiar. I very loved and used Shaman, or however you want to pronounce that. As you can see, there is a huge difference in size and every way you look at it. Let's do one more just for kicks and giggles. It's going to be your Rat 1. You can definitely tell that this is a pretty huge blade. I don't really have anything to compare to it. In fact, something that will help you understand just the size of this thing. Let's go ahead and compare it to a Medford Marauder, which it makes the Marauder look small. And this is a Marauder H, so it's not a slim midi. It's not a small one. It's small. It's not the full size, yes, but the full size the only difference is going to be the thickness of the blade and the thickness of the handles. That is the only difference between this and the full-sized. Now, let's go into weight, because this is titanium, so it's going to be lighter than if you did steel or other materials. It is not milled. So this guy is weighing over 10 ounces. And this guy's by itself almost a pound. So that there is the reality. You're not going to be carrying this if you're going to be jogging or you have light pants. You're going to want something a little bit heavier. This is going to be a good work carry when you have a good belt, when you have good durable pants. And when I'm talking about work carry, I'm thinking trade work. So if you're an electrician, if you're a plumber, if you work in HVAC, if you like in that area, you're going to have multiple tools already on you. So this you won't notice this compared to your other tools. Now, what's great about this though is this is contoured. So you got the contouring up here, which actually wrap around from here all the way around here. And so it feels great in the hand. It feels great here. It feels great here. And so you're going to have many options because this is so large. You can go back here and get a lot of leverage. Most people won't need to do that. Then you get here your standard grip here, kind of pull through your cardboard. Then you can choke up even more, get your delicate, very precision cuts done if you're making a steak. When it comes to whittling or temp pull, like peg or anything like that. This guy is centered. No rock. I know some people are always concerned about that when it comes to a full titanium knife. A lot of makers, if they don't do it right, there will be some movement in the detent. Not in this guy. This also locks up really well. You're looking, actually, this guy is a 2019 model. So you're looking at, let's see, about 25% lockup, maybe even a little bit less than that. This locks up perfectly. You don't have any issues, no lock rock, also no blade play. The jimping is useful, very, very useful, but it doesn't bite into your hand. It's definitely not too aggressive. You're not going to tear up your fingers, though you will notice it if you're barehanded. It is less noticeable with gloves, but still very usable with gloves. It does also work well in reverse, as all striders do. This does have very good action. Let's see if I can do it on camera. There you go. And you can also do the reverse flick. There we go. It's really hard to do that on cameras. It's even harder with a larger blade because you're not sure if you're going to hit anything. It also, to know if you have a really smooth action, especially with a strider, is if you can do it with your pinky. I actually just hit my finger. There you go. And that's not easy to do on camera either, but like, you have a smooth action with a strider. And even with like spider goes, if you can do that with your pinky and flip it open, you can't really get much better than that. And speaking of action, recommend if you are not aware and are able to get a hold of a strider like this or an XL, because the blade is very heavy and you have a smooth action, it is drop shut. I mean, with no resistance falls. Now, even with the lock bar engaged, it is still very smooth. You have to shake it shut, but it's when you release that, when you have no tension from the lock bar, it will fall shut. So do be careful, be aware of that. One thing you also might notice is the pocket clip. What's different from this one than your average strider? Well, let's look at the SMF here. See where the pocket clip is here? It's all the way back over here, which means there's about that much sticking out of your pocket. Where this one here is actually hooked into this screw right here. So it's up, it's farther this way. So it's going to be more close, it's going to be closer to the edge of your pocket too, which allows it to carry more, and it's up farther. So you're going to have that hanging out of your pocket instead of that. So yes, you will still see it, but the thing with this such a large knife is you want something to grab onto. So having about this much poking through is actually a good thing, so you can actually hold on to pull it. Another thing that you'll notice with this XL is the lanyard. A lot of makers will not think about the pocket clip first, but think about the lanyard hole first. Kind of like some striders have the lanyard hole here, which works. You just have to be a little bit different with the lanyard. You have to make sure it's pulled this way so the knife doesn't actually cut the lanyard. Where this one is in the back here, so you can put your lanyard through. The blade doesn't have a chance to cut it, and it does not take priority over the pocket clip, which is brilliant. Overall, this is not for everybody. This is very unique. These aren't easy to find. If you are able to get a hold of them, you're going to love it, especially as a work carry. This is definitely not going to be your average Joe carry. Not many people are going to go for this one. But for those that this is your niche,